come upon unbelievable discoveries. Some of them are ancient manuscripts which have been found to tell about our existence from another point of view, a controversial point of view. A couple of ancient books tell another story, a different story about the human origin and capabilities. These ancient texts, which are usually considered mythological, counter almost everything said by the scientists and the modern history. Some of them are partly accepted, while others and part of their pages are called myths, because they shape the fundamentals of what we know about our civilization. These books are real and are part of history, but unfortunately history, as we have learned it during the years, ignore them completely. That's why in this video we are going to take you to a trip where we will tell you about 5 ancient books which are controversial and fascinating at the same time. They can change the knowledge about human history. Ars Notoria is considered to be one of the most controversial and mysterious books ever written. It is a part of the so-called Little Key of Solomon, which includes the books Ars Goetia, Ars Thurgia Goetia, Ars Paulina, Ars Almadel, and Ars Notoria. In this video we are going to talk about Ars Notoria. It is the oldest known part of the Little Key of Solomon. Mentioned for the first time by Michael Scott in 1236, the book includes a mixture of mystical, historical, and occult content. A sequence of prayers, related to the ones included in the sworn Book of Honorius, are intended to give eidetic memory and instant education to the magician. Let's open a bracket to explain more about the sworn Book of Honorius and the eidetic memory. The sworn Book of Honorius is a medieval grimoire which is claimed to be written by Honorius from Tiva. The Latin word juratus, which usually is translated sworn, is aimed to mean engaged to an oath. The book is one of the oldest medieval grimoires in existence, as well as one of the most influential. In 93 parts, it covers a wide variety of topics, from how to save our soul from the purgatory to the capture of thieves or finding treasures. It contains a lot of instructions about provoking and commanding demons, performing other magical activities, and knowledge about what is in the sky. The eidetic memory, more often called photographic memory, is the ability to make images of pages with text or digits, or similar things that contain a lot of details come to your memory, even if they have been seen only once. Some of the copies and editions of the Little Key of Solomon completely miss Ars Notoria. E. Waite, for example, ignores it completely when he describes the Little Key. Ars Notoria is not exactly a book with spells and potions, but with prayers and speeches, which are said to strengthen and focus mental powers of the human as he prays God for intellectual gifts. Among these intellectual gifts is the conception of a perfect memory. The oldest manuscripts of Ars Notoria dated back to the 13th century. Nevertheless, the texts in these manuscripts are a collection of speeches, prayers, and magical words which date back long before the 12th century. The prayers are of a couple of languages, including Hebrew, Green, and Latin. To those who practice arithmetics, geometry, and philosophy is promised to possess a full knowledge of their subject if they commit themselves to Ars Notoria. It describes the daily process of visualization, contemplation, and speeches, which aim to improve the focus and memory of the practitioner. It is claimed that Solomon has acquired his wisdom and academic powers by following the text of this book. For those who had wanted to possess the academic field, this sounded like a very attractive promise. Many people who wanted to have a better memory, better oratory, wisdom, or improved senses followed Ars Notoria hoping to make their life better or to gain power. There were cases with people who were following the instructions in Ars Notoria who had undesirable results. Joan from Marini, a monk who lived in the 14th century, jealously followed the teachings and instructions in the books. Instead of achieving academic mastery, it was said that Marini experienced ghostly, demonic visions. He created his own manuscript, Liber Visinum, in which he warned people to stay away from Ars Notoria. Some people call the apocryphal Book of Enoch the untold history of the world. Others call it the Forbidden Book. It is considered that parts of the writings give clues showing that evolution of the human race has not happened in the way Darwin explains, but has a completely different origin that includes deliberate actions of alien civilizations. The Book of Enoch is a part of the scrolls from Dead Sea, but due to the fact that it contradicts to other similar works, it is declared as apocryphal. Although it looks genuine, it is considered as a doubtful source of information, and due to this fact, it is not included in the conventional version of the Bible. Those who objectively analyze the book come to the conclusion that it might be a part of the output material for the book Genesis. The Book of Enoch tells that Enoch, who lived 365 years until the time of the big cataclysm, is a father of Methuselah and a grandfather of Noah. Stories continue with such ones for extraordinary creatures with modern technologies. In the beginning of the book of Genesis, there is a telling about bloodthirsty giants walking around the earth, but in the Book of Enoch, it is talked particularly where the giants came from. According to the Book of Enoch, they were sent to the earth as observers to watch after people. It is considered that the author means an alien civilization whose representatives were called angels. Some of these watchers, though, were seduced by the mortal women, and they began reproducing with them. The result of their love is known to us as Nephilimus, bloodthirsty giants spreading devastation and destruction on earth. The alien watchers also taught us how to produce weapons, magics, cosmetics, and other stuff, which later led to the crash of the mankind. It is considered that the great cataclysm itself has erased the evidence about all the things described in the book. One of the versions about why the Book of Enoch is prohibited is that it contradicts much of what scientists and church officials say during the centuries, proving the existence of alien visitors. The Colbrin Bible is a 3,600-page manuscript which includes a prophecy for the appearance of a heaven destroyer. It is also called Choral Book or Colbrin Manuscript. More particularly, it is a whole collection of manuscripts consisting of 11 ancient texts found during a fire in the Glastonbury Abbacy. The history of the book begins in ancient Egypt. 6 books are written by the Egyptian priests. Along with Phoenician sailors, the books fell into the territory of future England in the hands of the Celtic Druids. They preserved the scrolls and added texts to them. Then the manuscripts have been found in the Glastonbury Abbacy, where the Holy Grail was once considered to be placed. In the 18th century, the book was published under the name Choral Book. The ancient manuscripts describe the events from the Old Testament, but with much different interpretation. The history of the cataclysm is described without God's intervention. According to the Bible of Colbrin, the reason for this event is the fall of a heaven body, destroyer. It is considered that the Egyptian part of the text is written after the exit described in the Old Testament. It is mentioned in it about the existence of ancient civilizations before the creation of Adam and Eve. Fallen angels are even mentioned. The second part of the manuscripts is a work of the Celtic Druids. They share their knowledge on maths and astronomy. Some scientists consider the second part as the first Bible written without godly nuances. There are a lot of prophecies about the future appearance of a horrible heaven object on our planet and cataclysms that are about to happen. The Colbrin Bible includes exact information about such an appearance on our planet called Destroyer. It describes in details a cataclysm occurred in the distant past and warns the mankind that the Destroyer will be back again. 110 generations must go on sunset. Kingdoms will rise and fall. People will fly in the air like birds, and will swim in the seas like fishes. Men will negotiate peace, and that will be their days, days of hypocrisy and deception. Women will be like men, and men will be like women. People of the Magi will rise and fall, and their language will be forgotten. The country of the lawmakers will rule the earth. They will conquer 4/4 of the earth, and will talk about peace, but will bring war. The nation of the seas will be bigger than any other, but will be like an apple with a rotten core, and won't be long-lasting. The merchant people will destroy those who do wonders. The strong ones will fight the weak ones. North will fight the south. East will fight the west, and the light will fight the darkness. People will be divided by races, and their children will be born unknown among them. Brother will fight brother. Husband will fight his wife. Fathers are not going to teach their sons no more, and sons will be cowards. Women will become equal to men, and will not be treated with respect. Problems will arise in people's hearts. They will search for something without knowing what they search. Insecurity and doubt will torture them. They will have huge wealth, but their spirit will be poor. Then there will be a shift in the movement of the earth and the sky, and there will be tremors. He will arrive unnoticed. People won't know. They will be deceived. The time of the destroyer is coming. The destroyer will come, and the mountains will be divided, and will ignite fire and ash. Trees will be exterminated. Waters will devour the entire earth, and the sea will boil. The sky will burn bright and red, and the earth's color will resemble honey. Most people accept such prophecies from the past with a smile. Are we doing a big mistake with this? Are we going to regret in the near future because we have ignored these warnings? Only time will show. Thoth is considered to be one of the most important divinities in the Egyptian mythology. He is considered by the Egyptians as the god of wisdom, crafts, hieroglyphs, and science. He is depicted as a man with a head of ibis or baboon, and both of these animals are sacred to him. Thoth is considered as a god of writing, who has given people the hieroglyphs. The Book of Thoth is his work. According to a tale, it is written longwise and sidewise on a papyrus, created by the hand of God itself, promising eternal power and flourishing. Other records tell that the book was written on 78 golden plates, and its authors are considered to be the legendary Atlant. Many believe that the Egyptian civilization has kept the Atlantis heritage, semi-divinities, which have inhabited the earth before people. People have learned a lot of esoteric practices and rituals kept until today. It is said that the book includes a lot of spells, one of which allows the understanding of the animal language, and another one gives the reader the opportunity to see the gods themselves. This sacred and secret book of the ancient Egyptians is written by an ancient god, and includes a lot of other knowledge in the fields of medicine, chemistry, philosophy, arts, and magic. According to the legend, if a man succeeds in unraveling its secrets, he will rule all over the world. The book is lost years ago, and some scientists have doubts if it has ever existed. Egyptians, on the other hand, think that it has been brought to the astral. No matter how many people try to find it, it can't be found in the physical world. In order to reach it, a man can use only his consciousness. Even today, the word Nephilim is not entirely understood. During the years, explorers have suggested many etymologies, including the fallen, the apostates, and even those who make others fall. But no matter their name or their meaning, the Nephilims are considered to be gigantic creatures that inhabited our planet in the distant past. There are many ancient texts which refer to the Nephilims, and among them is the Book of the Giants, considered by many as one of the most important ancient texts that mentions these mysterious creatures. This book is among the most controversial ancient texts ever found. Explorers think that it is based on the Book of Enoch. It is said that thousands of years ago angels and people were interacting freely. It is a fact well documented in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 to 4. As people began to reproduce on the face of earth, and their daughters were born, God's sons, as they were watching the beautiful human daughters, they were taking for their women all who they can choose. And then God said, "The Spirit which I gave him is not going to rule the human forever. In his wandering he is a flesh. That's why his days will be 120 years. Those days the giants were on earth, and after God's sons were going to the human daughters, and they were bearing them sons, they were those strong and famous ancient men. The Book of Giants tells about the feats of the giants and what they did to the human mankind thousands of years ago. It focuses especially on the two children of Shemhaza, Oya and Haggai. Nevertheless, there are a lot of ancient texts which refer to the Nephilims. The Book of Genesis is considered to be one of them, which describes these mysterious creatures, perceived by scientists to be mythological from the distant human history. Most of the information collected today comes from the apocryphal Book of Enoch, which we talked about before in this video. Book of Giants is published in no less than 6 or 7 languages. From the original Syrian language are made the Greek and the Middle Persian versions. The Sogdian edition is supposed to originate from the Middle Persian one and the Uighur edition from the Sogdian one. The book might have existed on Coptic as well. Book of Giants, which by the way is incomplete, offers a different point of view about the Nephilims. According to the ancient text, when the giants, as Nephilims are called, realized that they were faced annihilation due to their violent temper, they asked Enoch to speak on their behalf to God. The ancient writings tell in detail how the Nephilims lived on earth and created chaos and destruction. At one moment of history, they had prophecy dreams about Armageddon. Their hearts were obsessed with fear. According to the writings, the first one of the Nephilims who had such dreams was Madui, the Titan, son of angel Varakil. In his dream, a big plate sunk under the water, and when the plate floated up, there were only 3 names left on it. It is believed that this symbolizes the big cataclysm and the final destruction of everyone except Noah's sons. The Nephilims weren't sure what the meaning of their dreams are and spent a lot of time arguing what Mahu's dream was. They did not succeed in interpreting its meaning. Not so long after, 2 more giants, Oya and Haggai, sons of the fallen angel Shemhaza, had similar dreams. They dreamed about a tree which was rooted out except for 3 of his roots. After the giants realized their dreams were prophetic, they asked Enoch for help. But Enoch was not on earth anymore, and the Nephilims sent one of them on a cosmic trip. Madui went to Enoch and asked if he can speak with God on the behalf of the Nephilims. Enoch sent Madui back to earth, only promising that he will talk to God on behalf of the Nephilims. But the plates which Enoch sends back as an answer does not bring good news to the giants. Share in your comments what you think on the topic. Is it possible that we contacted much more developed civilizations, or maybe divinities in our past? How do you think did this symbiosis lead to a catastrophe?